Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and I'm always grateful for all of you for joining me today. So today's pick a card reading, we are looking at the person on your mind's feelings for you. What are they? Hopefully we will be getting some insights into what's going on with them when it comes to you and their feelings for you and the connection between you. So if this sounds like a reading you're interested in, then you found the right place. We're going to be using tarot. We got oracle decks. We have channeled messages cards. We're also going to be using, for further confirmation, zodiac dice and some initials. And then at the very end, we're going to be getting some advice for you. So it is exactly how it sounds, like a big, juicy, detailed reading. So I hope you guys are ready for that. If you're not, no worries. You can save the video for later, come back when you're able to watch it, or come back when you're able to finish it. You can start some now, come back later, whatever it is you guys would like to do. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into the pile selections. We're going to start right here with pile number 1. Pile number 1, we have the Age of Aquarius tarot deck, and we also have this starfish on top of it. Now, also for all my nature lovers out there and animal lovers, this isn't a real starfish, so you don't have to worry. I didn't pluck it out of the sea for my own gain. It's a fox starfish or a fake starfish, so just so you guys know. And if I ever do have any like animals or anything like that, just know that they were ethically sourced. I don't know why that was hard to say too. Okay, but that is for pile number 1. Moving on to pile number 2, we have the Synesthesia tarot deck, and we also have this golden butterfly for pile number 2. Last but not least, pile number 3, we have this black cat, and we also have the mini cat tarot deck as well. So this is your option for pile number 3. Please take your time in choosing your pile. If you need to, of course, you can pause the video here. No rush, no worries. Take as much time as you need. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience. As always, feel free to check out any additional information in that description box, such as the channeled songs that are like a little message with each pile too. If you're wondering the names of any of the decks that are being used, that is in the description box as well. And basically, if you have any questions, just feel free to skim the description box. And if you don't see your question answered, you can comment it, and I will try my best to get back to you in a timely manner. But I am only human, and sometimes I don't see it. So if I don't respond, and you can do it on other videos, maybe do it more than once. If it's very important to you, it's important to me, so I will try to get back to you when I see it. Okay, other than that, that's pretty much it. I can't wait to see you guys at whatever pile you choose, and I will see you at your reading. Bye. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Age of Aquarius tarot deck, or if you chose the starfish on top of it, you have found the right place. So today we are asking about how that person feels about you, and who I'm referring to is the person on your mind. So without further ado, I want to just hop straight in. We're going to set the intention, invite spirit in. I was getting a couple messages already, so I want to set the intention in before we relay that here for you. So spirit, if you could please tune me into my pile 1's collective energy. If you can please show me in pile 1 with the most clarity how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them, anything that they need to know in regards to this person in this situation. May this reading offer pile 1 the clarity that they are seeking, the answers that they are needing, or anything that they just may need to hear at the time that they're coming across this reading. Please and thank you, spirit. Okay, I was getting a message, and I didn't do this on purpose. I just was attracted to the starfish, and I thought that, you know, it looked cute and stuff. But as I was setting up your reading, I was really drawn to the starfish, and starfish can represent many different things. They can represent beautiful things such as divine love and stuff like that. But for some reason, there's a particular message or an emphasis on attachments, attachment styles, what we find ourselves attached to. maybe this reading could be something about this person's attachment styles. I'm not sure because we don't have any further information yet, but I do think that that is something to be aware of, because I'm getting the image of the starfish like suction cupped to the rock, right? But then also starfish at the same time, when they are in the current, right? They're very go with the flow until they reach their other destination or their next home or wherever they decide to latch on to then. And so there's just something really specific about that. But I'm going to let you decide if that message is for you and what it actually means to you, okay? And if it doesn't mean anything, then you can just, again, go with the flow and let's get to the reading and see if it comes back around. Who knows? But that was a very strong, like, it was just a strong emphasis on attachments and like latching on, but then like releasing when you need to, letting the current take you, tumble in, and then realizing something else or finding a different situation, different destination, and being like, oh, this is cool too. You know what I'm saying? When needed is what I'm hearing too, if that makes sense. Like when needed to let go. All right, let's get into it now. How does this person feel about pile 1, Spirit? Oh, thought it was going to fall off the table. We have the 3 of Swords. We have Strength. The zodiac sign Leo could be significant, although it doesn't have to be. How is this person feeling about pile 1? Lots of moon energy coming through as well. We have the Emperor, so we have Aries as well. And we have the King of Pearls, which is the King of Pentacles in this deck. Clarifying the 3 of Swords here. We're just going to get all the cards out and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Clarifying the 3 of Swords. We have the Moon. Oh, we were just talking about tons of moon energy coming through. And you can see this big moon right here. It's interesting that it's clarified by the moon. Clarifying Strength. Oh, they almost keep falling off. I'm glad that it's not. Okay, we have the World. Also, we have tons of major arcanas here too. Clarifying the Emperor. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Clarifying the King of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. Okay. Thinking about those attachment styles, I can definitely see that this person has been quite triggered by you and by this situation. There's been a lot of uncomfortable feelings to come up because of this situation. Whatever is happening between you and them right now, I feel like there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of fears. It seems kind of unclear at this time, maybe where the situation is headed or what's happening. And so with the 3 of Swords being the first card, that usually indicates that there's some tough emotion coming through. The 3 of Swords quite literally represents heartbreak. And ooh, even on here it says anguish. Now, even being clarified by the moon represents illusions. It can represent deception, fears, but most importantly, I think in this spread, it represents our emotions. When we have a full moon, right, we can notice sometimes our feelings come to the surface, right? We're starting to realize things. Everything feels more heightened. Even our intuition could be more heightened as well. But if you're going through a tough time, you know, the emotions coming to the surface, it's very uncomfortable. And sometimes we don't even know why we're feeling this way, right? I think that this person feels quite hurt, quite heartbroken, but I think that there's also some there's also some self-deception when it comes to this. Like, they're still quite not able to see this situation clearly. They could be making assumptions. They could be trying to get to the bottom of this, but it feels like they're almost looking at it from surface level when there's a hell of a lot of depth to their feelings that I'm hearing almost on the brink of discovering, but not quite there yet. Now, I know that may sound kind of vague, but I do feel like that is in the realm of shadow work. Why are you feeling this way? Why did you act out in this way? Why did this have to happen this way? You know, that kind of thing. And like taking a look at this person's own behaviors and what had caused this, because they're not feeling too good about this situation right now, and it's something that's not really easy for them. It's interesting that we have the Strength card coming right after the Three of Swords, which could indicate I feel very heartbroken, but I'm trying to be strong about this. I'm not trying to let it break me. And also the Emperor can be that type of energy too, to where you're feeling very, what's the word for it, Spirit? They're very disciplined right now when it comes to their feelings and what is happening. The Two of Pentacles clarify that, though, could just mean that they have to be that way because they have other things that they need to take care of, like, you know, their life or work, finances and things like that. Like, they may not have the time or the ability to kind of just lay down and let it take over. They're trying to be very strong and dignified when it comes to the situation, but also at times this person could be quite stubborn. So if you and this person are not in contact right now and you're like, are they going to reach out? Are they going to talk to me? I do think that there's definitely a desire for that, but they're not ready to give in to that right now. I think that they are being very like stoic. Even the Emperor kind of looks like a statue here, right? So on the outside, it could look a certain type of way, like this person, whether that's this person doesn't care, they're uninterested, they're not even focused on this, you know what I'm saying? But this energy tells something completely different. There's a lot of things going on internal with this person in regards to the situation that they're not showing externally. I think that they don't like to come off as weak or wounded, or maybe even this could be vulnerability, which could be it could have been an effect or an influence on the connection between you and them as well. It just feels like, if I'm going to be quite honest, with this Ace of Cups in reverse and the King of Pentacles, I do think that I almost want to say that when it comes to matters of the heart, either they're repressing it or they're really just not trying to focus on it right now. Also, the Ace of Cups in reverse, they could feel quite empty when it comes to things like like I said, the matters of the heart. Maybe they're trying to make up for this by doing what they can in the physical sense, like trying to focus on their career or just the things that they have going on. They could be wanting to pour that energy into that because that's something that they can control. You know, they do have control over that. They don't have control over, you know, how you react or how your feelings. And I'm also hearing again from Spirit that assumptions can be this person's own worst enemy. So they could not act on certain things, or they can, it really affects their behaviors. And this moon coming through is the deceptive type of energy of like, okay, that's not necessarily the truth, but it's what this person is choosing to believe, or it's what they think it is. And that's not always necessarily true. And it affects their behaviors, and it could affect this connection in a negative light. And you could maybe even have no idea about what this person is thinking or assuming and stuff. And if they were to address it to you, if they were to bring this to your attention, you would probably be like, okay, what the heck? Like, that's not how I feel. That's not what's going on. That's not you know, you could be like, you're kind of wrong, and when it comes to their assumptions, but I'm sensing a very stubborn type of energy when it comes to this. So it is unfortunate, but I do think one of the things that they're trying to do with this world here and this strength is take a step back, give it a little bit of space, try to see maybe, I don't want to say a new perspective, but maybe try to see it from an above, like a higher perspective, to where when their emotions aren't so involved and it becomes triggering and it becomes hard. And I think that they may think that they need some space for that here as well. I am feeling this energy is quite heavy, guys. It is very tough, I think. So I don't think that this has been easy for this person, this connection. They could be running from this connection at the same time too, depending on your situation. If the attachment style message worked, you know, there could be a little back and forth, a little complexity. It may not be like just one or the other. Like it could be like a disorganized fashion is what I'm seeing, because it kind of just feels like it's all over the place. I'm trying to channel this and word it in a way that doesn't just confuse the heck out of you. So I'm sorry if that's what's happening, but I'm trying to channel how I feel. There's a lot of fear surrounding the heart chakra. Like I said, there's a lot of deception, whether that's self, you know, deceiving of oneself. And there's also an energy of trying to come up with the answers with yourself, which I think is that tricky assumption here. Whatever I'm hearing also, like whatever's easier for this person to palate, whatever is easier for them to digest, which means if they say, oh, well, pile one just doesn't give a shit, or pile one's probably out doing their thing and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like all of those are kind of like excuses that this person could make up in that sense to just make it easier, to kind of hide the fact that there's something deeper going on, that there actually is a truth here going on that they're not quite ready to look at, ready to face, because it would mean facing themselves in that sense. The Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck is making me feel too, though, that there is a lot of passion that they feel for you. They may want to express that in this way. I'm hearing that it could be very sexually charged as well too. So if you're wondering if this person was attracted to you in that sense, yes. So if you're like, if you feel a type of way, and maybe like one person or some of you are like, is it because they're not attracted to me, or it's the way that I look? No, that's not the case here. You know, I got this new deck, guys, and I was going to use it for your advice, but I think we're going to do both. Okay. But let's see. So what is going on with this person in the realms of how they feel about pile one and about the connection? And we're going to do the channeled messages too, if you guys were wondering about that. We're also going to get some further confirmation, like some further zodiac signs. Oh my gosh, guys, why? I am feeling sick to my stomach right now. What is happening? Oh God. There's a very uneasy feeling. I just saw Booked Baby, which has the picture of a full calendar, which makes me think this Two of Pentacles, you know, they are trying to stay busy, trying to stay active, because sometimes when you're still and you have nothing but time to think, that can lead to other things. Bottom of the deck, we have triggered. Okay, so let's see what comes out for you, actually. So Spirit, what can you tell us about how this person is feeling in regards to pile one and this connection here? How are they feeling right now? So we have situationship, unclear boundaries, mixed signals, more than friends, less than lovers. What are they? I'm feeling confusion from that. There's an energy here that is really making me feel sick to my stomach. Oh my goodness. Okay, Spirit. How is this person feeling about pile one? divine timing, patience required, trusting the process, perfect timing when it's meant to be. I do think that that's kind of like that world and the strength of just taking some time. Let's get one more. What's going on with this person, Spirit? Bottom of the deck, we have love bombed too. Let's see what's... Get over here. Catfish, pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. I'm hearing with this catfish, it's not, there's deeper messages than that. It's not just surface level images or like what catfish actually really means. Although it could be like if you have yet to meet this person, like maybe they're kind of afraid that you might not accept them, or like they may look differently, or you may not be attracted to them, or whatever the case may be. But the overall message with this is that they could have been putting on a front here with this situation. And I'm getting that this is in regards to perfection. Like they may feel like there's a side of them that you wouldn't be willing to accept, or there's something beneath the surface than what they're trying to portray. Like they may have tried to portray this energy of like, I have it all together. I know what I want. You know, I got this and I got that. It could be in regards to, because we do have like the King of Pentacles and stuff. It could be in regards to quite literally like physical things or just surface level things and stuff like that. But there's also something beneath the surface that is going on. And we can see that here too. And I think that this could also have to do with their sense of self, their self-esteem. And with this situationship, the unclear boundaries, there's a lot of stuff that's just up in the air, which does make room. It makes sense because that does make room for assumptions. And so it's like, I'm not going to say what I want because I'm scared of rejection. Even though the clear boundaries would be like, hey, I want to take this to the next level, or hey, this is what I'm looking for. Even if it's like, hey, I'm not looking for anything serious. You get what I'm saying? It kind of feels like there's things that need to be said. And maybe they're just kind of waiting for it to kind of play out on its own with this patience and the divine timing. And what they're showing on the surface is this perfect image, right? Like this perfect image, everything's fine, everything's good, but look at the way that this person is. And it's obviously like we get the catfish thing, but this person is very sad. They got their 5 o'clock shadow. Like they just look like they've been going through it and maybe not taking care of themselves in that sort of way here too. And so there's just something that they're not willing to show to you at this time about how they're feeling about what is going on. And I think, like I said, that's due to perfectionism or self-image and stuff. And that makes so much sense because the first message that we were seeing too with the 3 of Swords and the Moon in this and all of this is that what's showing on the surface is not what's happening underneath here. And I think that they would like some more information, but they're also very hesitant to be direct, to bring that to you. For some of you, they could be quite literally just avoiding this and hoping that it either goes away, plays out, maybe you come to them, whatever it is that they're kind of feeling here and what is happening. With the love bomb at the bottom of the deck, oh, I'm overwhelming charm, hidden control, intense affection, too quickly, excessive attention. It could have been a very passionate situation between you and them. It could have been like sparks, depending on obviously your situation and what had happened, but it could have been like they were feeling all of these things very quickly, very fast, very intensely, and it could have built up. And at the same time, it could be quite triggering. Because I'm not getting that this person was 100% love bombing you, like trying to make you fall in love and blah, blah, blah. But I do think that there was a lot very fast. Interesting. Okay. We're going to move to the channeled messages and see what comes out here for you. What are some channeled messages about what's going on with this person, how they're feeling with pile 1, Spirit? We have, why did you do this? I'm getting with this questions. Lots of questions. just why in general too. We have air sign, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. That could be significant. How are they feeling, Spirit? What are their feelings? Ooh, we have I'm coming back to you. This is definitely something that they've been contemplating, but also kind of hesitating at the same time too, because we were picking up on that push and pull, and I think there was even a specific message of like, if you're wondering if this person is going to reach out to you or going to try to address something, they definitely want to, but there are some things that are holding them back at this time. Another thing with this King of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups in reverse is that this person could have some like, it's like I almost want to say they can be really good at like almost like walking the walk, or they can like, everything can look really good to this person on the surface, but there's almost like a message of unfulfilled promises or empty promises when it comes to this person's like full-on actions or what they're able to actually give to you. And I'm hearing that this is not always aware to this person too. It's not that this isn't or wasn't what they wanted or want. It's that I think that sometimes they're unaware of like what it actually takes. All I know, guys, is this is intense energy coming from this person. We have I'm emotionally unavailable. Okay, that makes a lot of sense that we're just talking about that with the Ace of Cups in reverse. They could come through as withdrawn and stuff, but I'm also hearing that this person just has really hard time expressing themselves. They have a really hard time expressing and talking about the uncomfortable emotions, being direct, being vulnerable and stuff like that, because sometimes we think about emotional unavailability as like, oh, well, this person just doesn't care. It can be the case at times too, like, oh, they're emotionally unavailable, but sometimes it's emotional unavailability when it comes down to being vulnerable, stepping it up, saying how you feel, all of those types of things, right? And it's not because the person always doesn't feel that way. It's because it can be quite intense and they tend to avoid, or they tend to retreat, or they tend to do and act in the ways that make them feel safe when they're triggered. And those things may not be what is actually beneficial. In fact, they could be self-sabotaging, or they could harm the situation, harm the connection, and just look all in all like not good on this person's part. But in their way, it's like a coping mechanism. Phew. Okay, bottom of the deck here we have I'm so in love with you. That's interesting. Okay. Now I want to, I'm thinking. Okay, I want to use this for your advice as well too, so we're going to put this back. But we're going to get the clarification. We're going to get the initials and the zodiac signs first. So I want to have these so I can, oh, we have shadow work right when I cut the deck too. It does feel like this person has been faced with themselves, so to speak, you know, their own kind of issues or just things to be addressed. They could also come through in the form of like blockages. Like you want something very bad, you feel this, but there's just something blocking you from it. And I do feel like it could be themselves. I wouldn't deny it, but it's almost like they're like, what is it? Why can't I have that? Like what is the reason? I'm hearing that you're making this person become more self-aware too of their own insecurities and of their own tendencies in relationships. It's been very eye-opening for this person. Okay, so we're going to get some significant zodiac signs. What do we have here? We had Aries, we have Pisces, and then we also have Leo. Oh yeah, duh. And then we have air signs too. So we already have a good amount too. We're going to see what comes out. So you have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius blatantly coming out here too. But what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile one, Spirit? Aquarius. It's interesting that we have the Age of Aquarius deck. We have Aquarius here, and then now we have Aquarius coming out again. So lots of Aquarius energy. They could have prominent Aquarius placements too. Maybe the month of February could be significant, or the end of January as well. What is the significant zodiac sign for my pile 1, Spirit? Oh, ooh, Capricorn. Okay, so we got a different one here too. And Capricorn is January and the end of December, so around the calendar new year. And more Pisces energy too. Okay. So the month of March could be significant as well. So we're going to, oh, nope. Ooh, bottom of the deck, we have Secret Admirer, and there's like a message in the locker. So maybe for some of you, you could be receiving like a message there, and it could come like, when I'm picturing that, it could, like, when, you know, when you open the locker and the message would fall out, like it could be very unexpected. Like you're like, what the heck? I was not expecting this person to say that, to reach out, or to even, you're like, it could just come out of left field. So let's get some significant initials for you as well too. Okay, what do we got here? We have F. Oh, I see we have 2 Fs. And then we have an M. It kind of fell out with the one FM. For some reason, that makes me think of like the radio, like AM, FM, and then like the frequency. So we have 2 M's here too. F, F, M, M. We have an X. We have an N. We have a Y. A Z. A J. A D. And a W. You know, when we have, I'm going to move the N, and we have X, Y, Z, which always makes me think too of like conclusions. That could be coming to, you know, their own conclusions, or some sort of closure that needs to happen, or something in regards to maybe how something had ended for some of you. Interesting. I had a lot of doubles too. Well, also, I want to remind you too, if this whole reading had resonated, or it hit home, or you felt like it was correct, or you're still here, right? So there's probably a reason for that. If it wasn't resonating, or if it wasn't what you needed to hear, you most likely would have clicked off a long time ago. Just because you may not see their initial, or maybe even their zodiac sign, doesn't mean that you have to throw the whole thing out. It's just meant to be a little further confirmation for some of you guys too, okay? Okay, so now I want to see what the advice is for you. Spirit, what advice do we have for pile 1? Two-faced. Say one thing, does another. Betrayal behind kindness. Pretends loyalty. Trust carefully. I just heard do as I say, not as I do. Let's get another card. Ooh, real and fake. Commitment issues. Afraid to settle down. Avoiding intimacy. Fear of loss of freedom. It's complicated. Let's get another card here for you before we see what the message is. What is the advice here for pile 1, Spirit? Ooh, Ascension. Bottom of the deck, we have Triggered. Ooh, we have Brand New. Fresh beginning. Reinventing yourself. New ventures. Watch me shine. I love that with the Ascension, spiritual growth, higher awareness, next level consciousness, elevating myself. I feel like this is a message of like, you are going in the right direction, whether it feels like it or not. there is a lot to take in, I feel like, at this time. So give yourself a little bit of grace and patience, especially if you have been triggered, especially if there has been, it has been quite intense when it comes to this situation. But this is definitely for your better good. Especially with this image too, in this brand new, you're crossing some sort of threshold here. And as long as if you're continuing to elevate yourself, you know, you're doing a great job. I feel like you're somebody who is able to take your experiences and to look at them and to say, okay, well, what can I gain from this? Even if that's just how you can cope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sometimes in life, when life gives us lemons, you know, quite literally, we have to make lemonade, because what else are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? And I think that you're doing the best that you can. And I think you need to give yourself a little bit more credit. And I think that you are so much more evolved than sometimes you portray yourself to be, at least to yourself. And I'm hearing inner monologue. So maybe talk to yourself in that way of like, hey, we're doing great. Hey, this is actually going to work out in our favor. And hey, we're able to rise above regardless of the circumstances. And there's always a chance to begin again. Like nothing, when something ends, whether it's the situation, whether it's a new experience, whether it's a new version of yourself, you know what I'm saying? There's always something that's going to begin again. There's always a cycle of life. There's always the birth, the death, the rebirth. There's always the spring to the winter to, you know, to the fall to the summer. Everything is always moving and everything is always changing, and you are developing in that same exact sense. Now, with the Two-Face card, I feel like this is about... Now I heard seeing is believing. If someone is showing you a side of them, but they're saying something else, make sure that you are believing what you see rather than what you hear. And I also am getting that there's two sides to every situation. Not everything is always clear. Not everything is always black and white. And this kind of makes me think of too, like our shadow sides and our our personas, like what we show to the world and things like that. And so I'm feeling like there's a sense of reinvention when it comes to how you go about relationships. And it can also be about like yourself and things like that. And so I hate to say it, because if this is a situation that obviously is very tough, I don't mean this in a way to invalidate you whatsoever. But Spirit is saying you're quite literally a tough cookie, and this is happening in your favor, even if it's happening in ways that you're not able to understand right now. And it could be really easy to point the blame at another person and to say, well, they did this and they did that, you know, and they may have done this and done that and stuff. But it's like everyone does kind of have their own sense of duality. And sometimes we come across situations that bring out the best in us, and sometimes we come across situations that bring out the worst in us. And that doesn't mean that that person is the worst person in the world, although they could have been the worst person in the world to you. And this could be like anyone that you come across, you know what I'm saying? And just because they're portraying themselves to be the best doesn't always mean that they're the best in the world and stuff. And there's something in regards to expectations. No one can be perfect, especially usually when you are triggered. But I like that we have triggered and ascension here too, because quite literally, when we are growing, when we are elevating, it usually starts with us being triggered. And it's how we get cracked open. It's how we let out the bad stuff and we let the light in. But it's not always easy. And it's not going to be like this forever too. There's other things to kind of focus on too, besides just the tough stuff too. But you are resilient and you are capable. And some things aren't always clear. Some people's intentions aren't always clear. But at the end of the day, you're able to decipher that for yourself. And you do have a great sense of discernment. Although sometimes We do have contracts with other people that would come into our life where we kind of do have a little bit of a blind spot. But I think a lot of the time too is because there's something that needs to be resolved or something that needs to be experienced there, so you can have these brand new things. You can have these new experiences, and you can say and choose and decide whatever it is that you want to do for yourself, as long as you just always come back to yourself. That's really like the main message too. It all kind of circles around back to yourself, and you're elevating and you're growing and you're discovering yourself at the same time too in different ways. So make sure to give yourself a little grace and understanding with that here as well. Also, why does this bother me? Ooh, broken promises, disappointment, and expectations. I was thinking that earlier too, of like, there seems to be some sort of like let down on, almost like on both ends, by these like unobtainable expectations. That could be you or that could be them. And it could just be like, you're expecting the situation to go one way, and that's just really shitty, and it's really hard when it doesn't, and that's understandable too, and that's natural too. And then we have to adapt, and then we have to adjust, and then we have to, you know, fix our crowns and see what the truth is, see what's happening, and then go forth from there. And you're 100% capable of doing that, of course. I like this watch me shine with this right here too. Nothing's going to keep pile one down for long. I'll tell you that much, okay? So there's always that. But and this two-faced thing too, like, you're not naive. And I wanted to almost say, like, you're not naive anymore. So maybe you've been through experiences that have really opened your eyes and opened your sense of awareness and things like that, you know. And even if you can look back on all of those experiences and see how much you've elevated and see how there's always been something new, and to see how far you've come and stuff like that, can be a very helpful tool to get you through anything that you're going through right now. If you're willing to see it that way, of course, you know, it's up to you. But you're amazing, you're awesome, and you're going to be perfectly fine. I don't have any doubts in my mind about that, pile one. So on that note, I am going to leave this reading here. I want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for allowing me to read for you, even when they are the tough, triggering messages, because I do have to say, this energy, when I was channeling it, was tough. I could feel it. And that is, it's a gift and a curse at the same time, right? You know, to be able to have to feel certain things and feel this heaviness. But you're gonna rise above regardless. And I love you. And you know, we're all living our lives together in our own different experiences. So you're not alone in that sense. And you know, we're never really separated. That is just an illusion as well. So that's always something that helps me too, especially if I'm going through like a tough breakup. It's not the 100% cure, but you know, when you do have an awareness and you do have maybe if you're like spiritually woke and you're connected to source energy, there is a part of you in your soul that resonates with the fact that all of this, when it's said and done, we are all connected, we are all one. So even though we may be experiencing the breakup, experiencing the separation, we are quite literally connected, and so you're never truly apart from anything and anyone. I don't know how that resonates with all of you. That may help, that may not, but I just know that, you know, when I think of that in the sense, there's just something in my soul that's like, yeah when I remember that too. So maybe just someone needed to hear that, I don't know. But I'm gonna leave it here, I promise, guys. I know I've been saying that probably like 3 times already, but I'm gonna go, okay? So I will see you at maybe the next reading, or maybe some of the timeless tarot content I have. If you are subscribed, if you're not subscribed, feel free to do that now if you would like to. Other than there, hey, I may pop up on your timeline again, who knows? But either way, I just hope I see you guys there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Synesthesia Tarot deck or the Golden Butterfly, you have found the right place. So I hope you guys are comfy and relaxed, because we have a big juicy reading for you per usual. So let's begin. First things first, I just want to set the intention, and I want to invite spirit in and all that good stuff too before we hop right into how this person on your mind is feeling about you. So spirit, if you could please tune me into my pile 2's collective energy. If you can please show me in pile 2 with the most clarity how this person on their mind is currently feeling about them, and anything else that they need to know about this person or the situation and their feelings. May this reading offer my pile 2 the clarity that they are seeking, any answers that they are needing at this time, or just anything that they really need to hear about this situation at this time as well too. Please and thank you, spirit. Also, when I say at this time, that means that this is a timeless reading. So it's not this exact time or when I post it or around that time. It's just whenever you come across it, okay? Okay, so let's begin. How is this person feeling about you, pile 2? Spirit, how is he feeling about pile 2 right now? We have the Hanged Man. Now, these cards in this deck are particularly sticky, so I think I'm going to just take the top ones as they come out. So, and if the other cards are meant to come out and I don't take them, just trust that they will come out. It happens every time. Okay, so how is this person feeling about pile 2? We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Fool. Oh, my stomach is making really weird noises. I wonder if that was on camera. My stomach has been like making the weirdest noises for like the last couple days. I'm not sick or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's been extra loud. Maybe you could hear it with headphones. I don't care though. Okay, and then we have the Lovers. Oh, I love that. It has the little duality on there, little yin yang. Okay, so clarifying the Hanged Man here. We have the Knight of Swords. Clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles. Clarifying the Fool. We have the Ace of Pentacles. And clarifying the Lovers here. We have the Two of Pentacles, which both of these cards can represent balance as well. Bottom of the deck, we have Judgment. We have a lot of major arcanas. We also have the Five of Cups underneath that, but we have a lot of major arcanas coming out here for you. Interesting. So, how is this person feeling? It seems as though with the Hanged Man and clarified by the Knight of Swords, they've been thinking a lot about this situation. They may have a lot of things that they would like to say, some ideas, some things that they would like to address, but for whatever reason, they're feeling quite stuck. Like, whether that's due to their circumstances or your circumstances, or maybe they decided this for themselves. Maybe they're not doing anything intentionally, but it kind of feels like they're just hanging there. And with the Hanged Man too, also being the card that represents surrender, I'm wondering if they feel quite defeated. Like if there's nothing I can do at this point, or I have these things that I want to say, but it's no use. This is a general reading, so I'm going to pick up on all the messages. So just take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind. For some of you, this could have been a situation where this person went MIA, maybe like ghosted. And for others of you, you could be blocked, or this person could have you blocked. But if that isn't the case for any of you, I just feel like overall, this person is not saying or doing what they need to do with this Hanged Man and this Knight of Swords, or doing at least what they think they should do, or letting you know what's going on with them, or letting you know what they've been thinking, and what kind of ideas that they may have in mind when it comes to you in this situation, because there has been a lot of future contemplating with the Ten of Pentacles here. When the Queen of Pentacles came out, I heard a message of like, this could be deep rooted too, but they may think that you're too good for them at times, or they're a little unworthy of you in this situation. And with the Ten of Pentacles coming out too, there may be like, the future kind of scares me sometimes. Like, I didn't really think that I would get this far with this person, or I didn't think it would go this direction with this person. And now they're like, well, I can see the future as being a possibility. And with the Queen of Pentacles, with the Suit of Pentacles being the Ten of Pentacles, there is a lot here of like them feeling like this could actually be something to value. This could actually work. This could actually be it this time. For some of you, that could have actually scared this person too. I'm hearing that they find you to be so amazing and so worthy of like the best things in life, even like the best relationships. And if this person has done anything to make you feel otherwise, I think that they're deeply sorry about that. And I think that if they could come out and say one thing, it would be like, that's not a reflection of like what I feel for you or how I see you. So I think somebody needed to hear that message. We have the Fool and we have the Ace of Pentacles. I also think that there's a want for some sort of new opportunity. I was like, when the Ace of Pentacles came out, it came out in reverse, which a lot of these did. And I did take that into consideration, but I'm also just going to channel the messages, so it doesn't really matter how they're placed on here. But it's coming back around to me to wonder if this was a missed opportunity. Is there still an opportunity? Is there still a chance? The Fool card could be them taking a risk and maybe even reaching out to you. Kind of like an offering, a peace offering, or like a gesture or something like that. And they're also kind of thinking, am I stupid for that? Am I stupid for wanting that? Did I F this up? There's been a lot of thinking about what to do here when it comes to you. And I feel like with the Hanged Man, that's probably why they're feeling quite stuck. And there is a surrender, because there's all of this back and forth. There's these ideas. There's this what I can do, what I should do, what I can't do, what is possible. I do think that they are contemplating you in this situation. And I wonder if they, with this Ace of Pentacles here and this Fool, I wonder if they're like, I have this beautiful opportunity and I need to do something about it. Like, I think that there's some hesitation, but I also think that there's like some motivation behind the fact of like, it's do or die, it's now or never. I want to see where this goes. And there could be some ego at play too, like this person holding back a bit. With the Lovers here and the Two of Pentacles, it's really hard for this person to balance their feelings out. I feel like this person is a kind of all or nothing type of person. And I feel like this person really struggles when it comes to intensity and when it comes to connections like this. It's like they don't... in their mind, they're either like 100% invested to their own detriment, and then it's the opposite end of the spectrum to where it's like, well, they don't care. And I think with you, they're trying to find that balance, trying to keep this balance at hand as well. And with the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles, this is another message again that they've really been weighing out this choice, weighing out their options, weighing out what they need to do. The Lovers could be that they do view you as a good, like a connection, like an important connection in their life. Someone where you can call it a soulmate, you can call it whatever you want to call it, right? But two lovers at hand. And the Two of Pentacles can be them really figuring out where their priorities lie and what adjustments they need to make about you and about the situation. Judgment comes to us when there is some sort of wake-up call too. Judgment can be the truth, and judgment can also be when we're faced with our past actions and our past choices, whether that's regrets or not. But it's like you have a choice right now to keep going in this same direction, to reap what you sow, or to change course and to do something differently. It's like if you didn't like this outcome, or if you didn't like what had happened or what's going, or even what's happening right now, you know, you're being faced with that. Sometimes it, like I said, it could be a wake-up call. Judgment can come as a very intense type of energy too. And underneath this being the Five of Cups, there could be some fears of like fully losing this situation or fully losing you. And that has kind of sparked this person's like inner judgment, or that judgment call to come through to say, hey, like, this is actually something that's very important, or like, this isn't just, you can't just keep playing this like it's a game, or, you know, you can take this seriously or change, do something different here. I just heard again, which is kind of sad, but that could be due to like their actions depending on your situation. But sometimes this person just feels like they don't deserve you. They don't deserve somebody like you. Okay, I want to get this deck and see what's happening here. Which we're going to use this for your advice too, because it's a new deck that was a gift. And I love gifts. Okay, except for, sorry, I don't know if you can see that shuffle on camera. I hope you couldn't, because that was horrible. Let's see here. Spirit, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling towards pile 2? What's going on with them in regards to pile 2? Poker face, poker face. I love Lady Gaga. Okay, so we have poker face is the first. Hiding true feelings, impossible to read, emotionally detached, you'll never know. You know, this could be clarification for some of you if you're like, I don't know how this person feels because they're not showing me. They're not like giving me anything. They could be, quite literally be hiding all of this from you, putting on some sort of facade of like, I don't even want to say facade. It's just like if they're not letting you in, or if nothing's happening, then it's like, how are you supposed to know how they feel? Like with this card comes out, makes perfect sense on like why you would be watching a reading on how somebody feels, you know, especially they're not showing you their cards, they're not telling you anything, they're not giving you any answers. So of course, you'd be here. Also, I'm hearing it could also be the opposite too. Like they could be really wondering how you're feeling, and they could think that maybe you're putting on this poker face, or they're trying to kind of see what's going on your end. But if this person's not asking, then, you know, how would you know? We have overnight success, rapid rise, sudden recognition, unexpected breakthrough, all eyes on me. And we also have side hustle coming out too. Multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. This person could just be focused on a lot of other things as well too. Like they're wanting to have success. But I think one of the things that they're realizing with this Lovers here is that they are going to have to make you a priority. If they're not able to make you a priority at this time, there could be some feelings of like, I don't want to lose this situation. I don't want to lose you as well, but maybe I'm not able to give you all of my time and energy that I would like. Like I said, this person is a very all or nothing type of person. And so if they're not able to give you that, they may have hesitated a bit, is what I'm hearing. Ooh, secret admirer, hidden affection, anonymous notes, unknown interest. That makes so much sense with this, does it not? Because it's like hiding the true feelings, like unknown interest. Like they may be a lot more interested in you or like have a lot more feelings than they're actually letting on at this time, but they're trying to keep it cool, calm, collected. What else can you tell us about how this person is feeling about pile 2? Oh, secret admirer, hidden affection, anonymous notes, unknown interest, someone's watching. Ooh, someone's watching. And also, this is like a love, the picture is a love letter put into a locker. They may come out of nowhere and express how they feel to you. And it may come as quite a shock. And this could also just be something that they're contemplating and doing. Like you may be like, what the heck? I had no idea that you felt that way. And then they'd be like, what? Why? And you'd be like, because of everything that you freaking showed me to this point on. I'm just kidding. But you get that. You get what I'm saying, right? And it's like, I told you these two cards go hand in hand, so it's interesting. And like I said earlier too, when I was like, don't worry if the cards are meant to come out. If I put the cards back and they're meant to come out, they'll come out. It came out again. Oh, this is Secret Admirer 2. Maybe they think you have multiple secret admirers too. But I want to go back to the first message, what we were talking about. It's literally like hidden affection. And the poker face says hiding true feelings. So yeah, they definitely have some things, some hidden feelings when it comes to you that for whatever reason, like I said, it could be them. It could be them holding themselves back. It could be your circumstances. It could be some things that they've done. Depending on your situation, just take it how it resonates, of course. But they're not expressing this right now with this poker face. It's coming off differently. So one of the things that they could be doing is quite literally contemplating on opening up and letting you know. I think that with the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool, that's where that risky kind of opportunity comes in, because we were talking about that as well too. And it's like they're like, well, it's now or never. Like pile 2, either they're gonna know or they're not gonna know. You know what I'm saying? And so, ooh, spilled tea, secrets exposed. Oops, it's out, leaked information. Now I know that you kind of think of this as like, oh, something like bad coming out, but I can't help but to think that this secrets exposed and the leaked information is just like how they feel, like spilling the tea on how they feel. Anything else in regards to this person's feelings for pile 2 before we get the channeled messages? We have triggered emotional reactions, unresolved wounds, facing past hurts. Why does this bother me? This person can be quite triggered when it comes to this. There could be a sense of intensity. And honestly, it kind of feels like, okay, I just saw fake flex, which makes me think that they kind of do like to show off around you, or they're trying to like paint this persona. But okay, bottom of the deck now we have crossroads. Important choices, life-changing decisions. Sorry, choose wisely. Your next steps matter. That's kind of been a theme here of this reading, actually, is like choosing, deciding, making those choices instead of just letting things happen, you know, and being the one who decides. Stepping up, being that leader, because they realize if they play passive in this situation, then this opportunity is just going to pass them by. I think that's something that they're actually realizing. And so with this triggered here, this could also be about that wake-up call. Again, I'm hearing do or die, which is quite interesting. It's like, now's the time. You got to decide. You got to do it or you got to don't. It's either you do it or you don't, you know? I just heard too, like, shit or get off the pot, which basically is the same thing, just maybe a little bit more vulgar, but like, yeah, you got to make it happen. And I think that they are being faced with this too. And the feelings that they're feeling right now probably have a lot of influence behind this, these feelings of loss, these feelings of, or potential feelings of complete loss, you know? They may even wonder if their door is still open between you and them, depending on your current situations. Or maybe for a lot of you too, they're just realizing that there has to be more. They have to give more. Show something. Show how they're truly feeling on the inside. Or else what are you supposed to do, you know? And it all kind of does come back with these choices. Oh, look, we have 2 of those things. Trust the signs. But this imagery seems to come up a lot in readings here too. Like the crossroads. Go this way, go that way, go this way. Kind of like each direction. Well, trust your own guidance. Trust your intuition, what it is that you want. Because you can create an outcome for either or, but is it the one that you truly want, or are you deciding through fear? Are you deciding through avoidance, you know? Or are you deciding with your heart? It kind of just depends. I'm really interested to see what these channeled messages are going to be for you. So let's go ahead and take a look-see. Oh, bottom of the deck, I'm coming back to you. I don't know. Let's see. Spirit, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling towards pile 2? Their feelings for pile 2. What's going on with them in their head? We have, I don't care about what other people think anymore. I want you. Maybe this person has lived a life unintentionally deciding what other, like using other people's expectations to decide, but they've internalized it to where they think it's theirs. They think it's their judgments. They think it's their expectations, but really it's just conditioning of other people's expectations of them, what they feel other people want, what they've been told, and so on and so forth. And this gives me that energy again of like, okay, other people think this, maybe they got advice telling them what to do. I don't really care about any of that anymore. This is what I want. You know, it's like kind of coming to the realization of like, they're the leader of their life and they have to make these choices and they have to decide on what it is that they want and act on what it is that they want. They can't just be passive and let things pass them by, especially if they want something bad enough in this situation, where that could have been the wake-up call here too. And I can see like how maybe that could cause confusion as well for you, because the poker face and the secrets, the secret admirer, all that indicates that they're not showing you. Or maybe they've even showed you the opposite at times too. And so that can be quite confusing. And you're allowed to feel how you feel about that. You're allowed to act on that too. If someone can't show you, you know, regardless of what this reading says, if you're like fed up and you're like, okay, I want something more. I want somebody who's going to be able to, maybe you'll give this person patience and grace and see what happens too, of course. But just because this reading is saying something, that doesn't have to alter your choice and your decisions too. I'm just saying, it's the same thing for you. Whatever, you don't have to care what this person wants. You want what you want, or you do what you want to do, whatever that is. You know, I'm not even saying it's this or that. It's whatever it is to you, pile 2. Okay, what else can you tell us about how this person is feeling? This is why they're stuck at a crossroads. It says, I don't want to move on from you, but I don't want to change my ways either. Weren't we literally talking about, wasn't I just going on about how judgment is you're faced with a choice usually, to where you're like, okay, you can change routes, you can change your actions. And maybe this is why this person is in this hesitation. They're being faced with this growth, and that can be quite triggering too. They're going to have to step up. They're going to have to change their ways. It could also be like maybe they're just not used to showing this side. Maybe this is something that kind of feels new to them. Like for an example would be like if they feel like they would like to chase you or pursue you, maybe they're the ones that are used to being chased and used to being pursued. So they're like, this is new to me. This is different. And there's like that butt heads of their ego versus their heart, you know, of like, well, that's not how it's usually been, but this is what I want, you know. And they're kind of coming to this crossroads like we're seeing over and over again. But yeah, they're gonna have to do something. That seems to be apparent and repeated. And usually when there's like certain lines or words, or like how I said phrases, like do or die, things like that, it's repeated, it's very prominent. How is this person feeling about pile 2, Spirit? What else can you tell us? Okay, this is way too many cards, but I'm going to take the first one. It says, I find you so beautiful. Oh, and then bottom of here, as I flipped it over, because this one flipped over, it says, your silence is the loudest sound of all. So if you're quiet on the other end, just know it's felt. And then we also have, remind me, spring, I'm afraid of you. I'm so frustrated. I can't understand why we can't be together right now. This I'm afraid of you. There's a lyric from, it's a song called Serotonia. And it's by a band called Highly Suspect. I love that band and I love that song, so actually give it a listen. But the lyrics go, I can feel it too, so what am I waiting for? I'm afraid of you. It's just, I'm not that good of a person, but I might be enough for you. And I got enough loving for two. That's just like one little part of there, but yeah, that's exactly what, and it's like emphasis on like, I'm afraid of you, the way that they sing it. And I do think that this person does let fear sometimes take the reins and lead with their decisions as well. It is easier to just avoid things sometimes altogether, but they're definitely being faced and challenged with growth at this time. We can see that with the triggered, we can see that with the judgment, and even in the messages here, you know, they're kind of like, they're like feeling more than ever, maybe even more than past situations, to step up, to do something. Bottom of the deck here, we have, I hate how much we've been fighting, so I would rather not talk. They could avoid confrontation too. This person could run from certain confrontations and stuff, and then maybe like regret it later. Like, dang, I should have expressed myself in that moment. You know, we might as well just put these. We already read them, so I'm afraid of you. I'm so frustrated. Just in case maybe you guys want to like screenshot them and look at them later, you can do that as well. Actually, I would do that right now because we're going to move on to the confirmation part of your reading. So this is just to get further confirmation. If this whole reading resonated with you and you feel it, like I said, there's usually a reason. Well, I said this before in other readings, but like, if there's usually a reason why you're still here, you know, at this point, and you're listening to it, and if you're even taking it in, you know, that usually means it's resonating to some extent. So if you do not see their initial, or if you do not see their zodiac sign, that's okay. It's just meant to be it's just meant to be a little extra. And sometimes, you know, we always have an opportunity to use our discernment, whether or not there's confirmation here. Okay. Spirit, what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile 2? Cancer. Okay. The month of July could be significant too, or the end of June. Oh, we have double Cancer. We'll get another one though, because I want to get 3, but if we just keep getting the same one, we'll just keep rolling. Oh, okay. Wait, that's actually kind of crazy. There's probably something significant about the zodiac sign of Cancer. Also, there's, even if that sign doesn't resonate, the message that I'm kind of feeling with this, it's prominent, so let's talk about it. The 4th house is where Cancer resides. That's our home. That's our childhood experiences a lot of the time too. It's the lowest part of our chart. It's usually the IC, depending on if you read like how your chart is and how you read. Like, I think for the most part, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure if you read whole signs, the 4th house is usually the IC. No, wait, actually, that's wrong, because mine's different. Mine is, I know my MC in whole signs is the 11th house, when usually it's the 10th house. Anyways, we're talking about Cancer here. I'm so sorry, guys. back to what I was talking about. The message that I'm really getting is that crab-like hesitation to be vulnerable. There's the shell, and there's the soft center, right? But the shell is what protects it from predators and from harm. And sometimes it's really, really, really hard and really scary to feel fully exposed in that. But when you do, and when you have that freedom, it feels like, it feels very freeing at the same time. When you're able to be vulnerable, when you're able to express yourself and show the truth and show your true self. But at the same time, it's very scary. And maybe there is a reason why this message is coming through so strongly as well, because it kind of can make us have compassion, although you do not have to accept. And I'm also hearing that you may see yourself in that as well, which a lot of the time can trigger our empathy of like, you know, I understand. I see myself in that. I can understand. And it just feels like that's a big reason that why this person is acting like this. Also, you know, the 4th house and Cancer being the realm of like home too. You know, all we want usually is just to feel safe, to feel secure, and to feel understood with another like-minded person, with another connection. But that does take vulnerability. It takes us stepping out of our comfort zone sometimes. And also it takes discernment on who would be able to care for you in that sort of state, because not everyone would be able to care for you, you know, in that way. And so you don't need to show all that to that person or other people in general too. So it's finding the person or coming across the person. Also, Cancer being like almost like the yin yang, the duality, the 6-9, if you know what I'm saying, and stuff. Like there is a shadow, there is a light, there's 2 sides to this. And we saw the yin yang here. And the Lovers. Okay. So let's get another significant zodiac sign. We have Aries. Okay. So maybe the month of April could be significant, or the end of March here too. And Virgo. Nice. Oops. So Virgo is September and the end of August. Let's get some significant initials for you. Oh, I grabbed a lot. Oh my gosh, I did not know I grabbed that many. Okay. So we have C. We have an H. Actually, we have 2 H's. Just grab that. We have a, get over here, a B. We have an R, a V. We have 2 O's. I'm trying to get it without getting these cards from sliding all over the place. We have a G. We have an A. A U. A Y. An X. A J. A Z. And the last one, an I. Lots of initials here today. Oh, this makes me think of boo. We have B-O-O. Like maybe this person wants to be your boo, but also they could have a problem with ghosting. Or that could be like a defense mechanism when they feel overwhelmed. Let me know if you guys see any other significant words or phrases or anything that you think it could mean anything to you or to them. I mean, them as in like everyone else here. But let me know. Okay, we're going to move on to your advice though. So, where's the deck we were using? Oh, that's right, we were using it already. Spirit, What advice or messages do we have for pile 2 to take? Ooh, I like the unbothered. Peace despite chaos. Calm attitude. Detachment from negativity. Not my drama. That makes me think of like not my circus, not my monkeys. I feel like not everything deserves a reaction. Not everything deserves your energy at this time. It can be easier to just, at times, to try to surrender to whatever the circumstances are. Allow things to unfold and allow things to play out. It kind of just feels like Spirit's like, you know, sometimes we care too much about certain things. And I know that that's not always like the instant cure, but that's how I am at times. And I've actually articulated this with someone recently where I was like, I reach my limit when it comes to caring, to where like I'll care so much about something and like I'll just care and care and care and care. And it's like, my mental health is being affected from it. And then I reach to this point where I'm like, you know what? Actually, no. And like, I don't know what it is, but I'm like, okay, I've cared way too much. There's nothing is coming from this healthy. So now I'm just going to not care. And it feels so much better. And I don't know if I'm just weird for that or if that's something normal or not. But it's like, I just reached this point where I'm just like, you know what? I've had all the cares that I can, and it like resets to where I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm done caring right now. I'm just going to go about my day and go about my life. But I do want to say it does take me caring to that point. Like it's so weird. It's like, it's either there or not. Like, it's not when I'm in the middle and like, I kind of care. It's like when I've cared so long, so much about something that I'm just like, I'm not doing this anymore. You will not get one more care out of me. I don't know if that can like resonate, or maybe someone can try that. I don't even really know, guys, if that's the best way to go about something, but it definitely feels like Spirit wants you to be more unbothered from certain situations, not let certain things get to you. Try your best to detach when it comes to the situation. Now, detach doesn't mean that you don't care. Detachment doesn't always mean that you like it's not gonna always bother you, but it is like about you releasing the need for it to be a certain type of way. A lot of the time, attachment can come from our expectations, how we think it should go, what it's supposed to be, what the end result is supposed to be. And when we kind of let go of that and we open up and we say it's going to be whatever it's going to be, and if it's not going to be that, then it's going to be something better. That's such a good perspective shift sometimes, to allow you to kind of detach and like, hey, if it's not that, then it's something else. If it's not this person, then it may be someone else. Even if that's kind of hard to palate at the times too, because sometimes we're ready for that and sometimes we're not, you know, like if thinking that like really was like triggering, then there are probably some deeper attachments to there too. And allow yourself to sit with it, allow yourself to feel it. What is it? You know, ask yourself the deep questions there too. Don't be afraid to go a little further than that too. But for the most part, Spirit's like, hey, take care of your mental health right now. Take care of your physical. Sometimes if you can't control it right now and it's out of your control, give it to Spirit and just do whatever it is that you want to do that's good for you, you know? And also, if there are people around you that are trying to get a rise out of you, or they're trying to get you out of character and stuff like that, Spirit's like, just try to ignore that. Ignore other people's voices. Ignore like other chaos, even if it's your own inner chaos. I wouldn't say necessarily ignore it, but don't listen to it. Like sometimes our inner self will try to convince us that we have to address every thought, every feeling, every action. We have to analyze every little thing. And sometimes that can just drain you, right? It's just a waste of energy. So just be aware of that. We have influencer status. These are the ones that flipped over again, by the way. We have influencer status, social recognition, online fame, power to influence, and swipe up. Other than that, we have retirement goals, long-term stability, future planning, relaxation earned, living the dream. Now, I'm going to be quite obvious here, and then we're going to go with the other messages that it could be as well. But, you know, for some of you, if you are working on, or if you have goals in regards to anything online, or stuff like that. Spirit's here to say that, like, hey, there's a hell of a lot of potential and you're gonna be successful at that, and it is gonna bring long-term stability. So if there's other situations and other things that are taking away too much energy, draining your time, stopping you from focusing on yourself, then it's probably not good for you at this time. So you should probably shift the energy back into yourself. Now, another message with the influencer status too is that there's a whole big wide world out there, and there's a whole tons of different opportunities, different types of people from all over that you would never even know too. And so I feel like there's also a message of kind of like broadening your horizons when it comes to what is possible for you, what you can do, what the universe can bring into you, who it could be, you know, and all kinds of stuff too. Oh, and another message here coming through too is that you have a hell of a lot more influence than on other people, the people around you, and maybe even this person, than you may even sometimes see. So when you're in your power and you're standing in that and you're making decisions from your heart and from your self-worth, and even it could be like detaching too, like we're talking about this, like with this unbothered, if you're showing a different side to you, I think you'd be really surprised on what that effect has on this person or this situation, and how it actually shifts it almost in your favor. So give that a try too. And I like this retirement goals because this person is like relaxing and stuff. So when you're thinking about your future, even if it's your actual goals, if it's your money, or if it's just the future of a relationship, you want it to look good. You want it to feel good. I'm not saying that you can avoid any sort of conflict in your relationships at all. That's not really accurate, but like at the same time, like you want something that's long-term, someone that's stable, someone that's secure, that you can rely on in this. And if you don't have that right now, at least you can do what's best for you and yourself for your future. Just think about the future you, and think about what you actually want and stuff like that. And if the things that you're wanting right now, or do they even align? You know, maybe some actions. Like I said, for some of you may have like internet goals, and Spirit's like, hey, I'm peaking. I know this is a love reading, but I'm coming through to remind you that you have good things happening too. Like you have other things too. Or maybe if you're like climbing the ladder in your career, anything, Spirit's like, don't forget. So that could also be a message too of like balancing those things in your life too, not always leaning towards one thing. Bottom of the deck, we have blind date, surprise meeting, unexpected chemistry, awkward introductions, could be love or disaster. I think that this is also the mystery of the universe and mystery of Spirit. You never know who you're gonna meet. That could scare the crap out of you, or that could be very exciting. It depends on how you're feeling right now and how you're looking at it. But like honestly, like there's probably a lot of people that you haven't even met yet. There's things that you can't see yet in regards to your future, in regards to any of that sort of stuff. So I feel like Spirit's like, really just keep an open mind to that. Sometimes we want something, or we're so focused on someone or something for so long that way it can make us a bit rigid, and that's something that naturally happens. It happens to me all the time, and I need some sort of reminder or something to kind of snap me out of it, to say like, oh hey wait, that's not all there is, or oh hey wait, there's so many different possibilities and so many different options that I'm not able to see right now, you know. And that kind of helps me detach as well too, and like loosen up a little bit when it comes to like what I want and what I think it should be. My whole life has just been an ebb and flow of learning to surrender and learning to trust in where I'm led, and trust in Spirit and trust in the bigger picture. For some reason, I have my North Node in the 12th house is coming to mind. Like that sort of is a big influence on that too. And it's something that has always been very hard for me. I like to hold on to things a little bit longer. I like to stay safe in the physical and stuff. But the only reason why I'm saying this is because as I've grown, it's become easier, and my life has just gotten a hell of a lot better because I'm not so worried about what it's going to be, or I'm not so worried about it has to be this way and stuff like that. It's almost like I can literally, like, say I'm like floating in the water. It's like I can put my hands back like this and just float and just say, hey, it's going to take me where it's going to take me. And I don't have to do all the work. I'm used to doing, you know, the South Node and the 6th house. I'm used to doing all the work. I'm used to trying to have control over it and every little thing, you know. But I can surrender and I can trust the flow. And it actually can be easier on me or you or whoever once we kind of get the hang of it, or once we start to see it for ourselves play out in that sense, you know? So, yeah. Thank you so much for staying here. I'm going to leave this reading here, though. Thank you so much, Pile 2. I love you guys. Thank you to those who support the channel. Thank you to those who like, comment, subscribe. Just, like I said, support the channel in any way. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading or readings, depending on if I will see you again. If you're subscribed, most likely I will. If you're not subscribed and you want to check out some of the timeless tarot content I have already posted, you can do that too. And if not, maybe I'll pop up randomly on your screen when you need to hear some messages. Who knows? Again, we don't have too much control. The possibilities are endless, right? So either way, I just hope to see you guys there. Bye! Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Mini Cat Tarot deck, or if you chose the Black Cat, you found the right place. So today we are asking how that person on your mind is currently feeling about you. What do you need to know about them? The situation at hand. Basically anything along those lines. So I hope you guys are comfortable and relaxed. We do have a pretty in-depth reading per usual. That's how they usually come out. So if you're not ready for a pretty long in-depth reading, you can save this video for later, come back to it when you want, or you can stop it whenever you want and go do something else. Whatever it is that you guys want to do. Just forewarning you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and begin. I don't want to waste any more time, but I do want to set the intention and invite Spirit in also. So Spirit, if you could please tune me into my Pile 1's collective energy. If you can please show me in Pile 1 with the most clarity here how this person on their mind is feeling about them. Anything they need to know in regards to that, this person or the connection. May this reading offer Pile 1 the clarity that they are seeking, the answers they are needing, or just anything that they are needing to hear right now in regards to this at the time that they are coming across this reading. Please and thank you, Spirit. So, let's see now. How is this person feeling about you, Pile 3? Spirit, what are their feelings for Pile 3 right now at the time that Pile 3 is coming across this reading? For this collective, what are their feelings for Pile 3? Okay, we have the Nine of Swords. The Four of Pentacles. Justice. And the Page of Wands. Clarifying the Nine of Swords here. The Ten of Swords. Clarifying the Four of Swords. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Clarifying the Justice card. We have the Knight of Swords. And clarifying the Page of Wands here. We have the Ace of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. I can't help but to think with the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, if this person is or was at one point in time a little bit flighty, maybe a little hot and cold, I do think that they are trying to figure out what it is that they actually truly want, whether that's in life, in love, through this connection here. And I think that with the Seven of Pentacles being the bottom of the deck energy too, there could be contemplation of what they can, can't, should not invest in this connection here with you. They may have their own doubts and reservations. I can see that clearly with the 9 of Swords and the 10 of Swords. It feels like this person probably hasn't had the best of luck in love, the best of luck in connections, and it kind of feels like that shifts their outlook, and it really affects them. I'm pretty sure this person may not even realize how much their past experiences affect their outlook and maybe even their actions in their present and present connections. The 9 of Swords with the 10 of Swords is like, I'm very much afraid of getting hurt. This could come off as like maybe this person, it kind of looks like maybe they don't take things too seriously, they don't take situations too seriously, or life in general too seriously. But that, I think, is also kind of a defense mechanism here from this person. They do have worries here about you and about this situation, and it kind of feels like they're carrying a heaviness at this time as well. I think that they don't even realize too how much their mind can be their own worst enemy, how much that they can get in their own way, and also how they may not know the truth. I think this person could make assumptions in a way of like, this is all going to end badly, I'm going to get hurt, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, you know, a perspective shift or changing their perspective would be, to help them would be, you don't have all that answers. Like, you don't know that that's the case. Maybe that's been the case in the past for you, but if this is somebody that's different, or maybe you and this person are trying it again, or you're a newer person, it doesn't matter, it just depends on your situation, but it's like you're not those experiences. I'm hearing that this could also be from life in general, like, you know, childhood to adolescence to upbringing and things like that. We kind of can get worn down by our experiences, and maybe life just has not been easy in general for this person at times, and so they're kind of used to assuming the worst. They're kind of used to just going with the flow and like not really caring, but for some reason this situation has got them a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. Something else with the 8 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, they feel as though there's a couple different messages coming through, I'm sorry, so I'm like trying to organize them, I guess, from which ones want to come out first. There is something about this person trying to get their money up. Maybe work right now isn't good for them, or like they're kind of going through a little rough patch maybe with their finances, and they're trying to get themselves in a better situation. That could have an effect on how they approach this situation. Like, all those things could be connected, because maybe they would like to have more to offer you, or they're just working in general on having more of a sense of security with this 4 of Pentacles here. Now, another thing, or another message, is that with the 8 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, they're not used to feeling very secure in love a lot of the time, and so they could probably sense that here with you in some way. And like, ironically, you would think that that would be very comforting, but for some reason that seems to be a little triggering for this person. Like, one of the things that would get this person out of their comfort zone is to fully invest and to put everything that they have into a specific person and a connection. Like, that's something that I don't think that they're used to doing. Maybe because they just feel like nothing, I don't want to say nothing's been like worth it for them, but I do think that there's an avoidance in that for like a multitude of reasons. Also, if you hear snoring in the background, that's my dog. Anyways, I do feel like with this Justice card though and the Knight of Swords, there's something here that this person would like to address with you. They do have some sort of ideas, and it could be about whether that's righting any past wrongs here with you, or if they feel like they didn't go about this situation in a way that is what was actually aligned for them. Or they came across differently, or they did something. I feel like with this Justice, it's kind of like, I want to right my wrongs, and I have reasons for that. This is coming from this person. Like, they have reasons for that, and they kind of feel like that's what they want to do here. But I think that they think about this situation a lot, and they really do contemplate it, because it's like they're weighing out what's best, weighing out what they should do. If they genuinely believe that they're not able to give you what they think you deserve, they may take some action to kind of step away. But also they may genuinely think that, you know, this and you and them could really work out, and they're really not wanting to accept any sort of like painful ending, because that does hurt them, that does worry them and stuff. And so they may want to take some action towards mending this or working on this, so to speak, as well. And I think a lot of this kind of stems from overthinking. I heard flighty again, so that's interesting. Like it kind of stems from overthinking, because if they were to simplify it with this Page of Wands and just be like, this is what I'm kind of desiring. Maybe they don't usually take things too seriously, and for some reason they're taking this situation like way too seriously. And so like with the Ace of Swords, it's like they could have the truth, they could have the answers, if they were to just kind of follow that inkling. I have the Queen of Wands underneath. Also a message with the Page of Wands too, like this person could have acted childish in certain ways, and there's some realizations tied to that here. But I think all in all, like you've kind of sparked something within this person with the Page of Wands, and they kind of want to follow that. It's like almost like I'm getting like the comparison of like following your joy, following your excitement, you know, in that sense. We're going to move on to the oracles. We'll come back to this for sure, but we're going to see what's happening here. Spirit, how are they feeling about pile 3? What else can you tell us about pile 3 and person on their minds? Sorry. And how they're feeling about them. Soul contracts. Interesting. Fated connections, karmic relationships, spiritual agreements destined to meet. We also have life lessons, wisdom gained, completing cycles, growth through experiences. I'm wiser now. And then we have divine timing. Patience required, trusting the process, perfect timing when it's meant to be. Do I want to get one more? Sure, why not? They definitely feel like this wasn't a coincidence, and like there's definitely, this could also just be spirit coming through to remind you that this connection does serve a very important purpose, and so obviously that purpose could be different for, you know, as many people that are watching this reading right now, but it's something that means something to you. So if you've been feeling triggered by this situation, or, I mean, I'm just going to name off a few things coming to mind, like maybe you feel like abandoned, or like if you're starting to feel anxious, or like you feel like this person is doing this, or blah, blah, blah. There's something tied to the reason, and it is a life lesson here. It is something important that you are supposed to gain through this. But I also think that since these are coming out when we're asking how this person's feeling, I think that this person does, whether it's consciously or just in their heart or in their soul, know that they were meant to meet you for a reason, and that they are wanting to grow from this situation. Like, it kind of feels like they have learned some tough lessons. Even the Ten of Swords can be like tough karmic lessons, almost like they're trying to avoid here too, but they were running in circles before. And there's something about you in particular in this connection that is really making this person stop in their tracks, look at their actions, look at what's happening, face these things, face these parts of themselves, to develop, to learn, to grow from. Almost like this connection was inevitable for that. But I do think that divine timing is like, you know, patience and stuff like that. It does take time. We have inner child, which I was kind of getting with the Page of Wands, although I usually associate more the Page of Cups with the inner child healing, because it's like emotions and stuff. But I can definitely see that here too. Healing childhood wounds, reconnecting with joy, playfulness restored, return to innocence. That kind of is like that too. I think that this person has been quite jaded through their past experiences. And I think that if they could only see, you know, maybe like your intentions or what the situation actually is, they would be able to completely let go and like let go of any of those inhibitions, those fears and stuff, and just enjoy this connection and just see where it goes. Like that could be a lesson that this person is facing too, to allow themselves to just experience and allow themselves to not take things so, not even not take things so seriously and being redirected, to not worry so much about the consequences, not worry so much about what it could be, or maybe even like their own actions if they get triggered and they kind of self-sabotage and things like that. And it's just like what they're seeing, what they're projecting isn't exactly what it is. And there's something within them that knows that. There's something within them that is like trying to get them to see that this isn't what you think it is. It's not here. It's not something that's been sent here to destroy you, you know, and stuff like that. It's like Spirit wants this person to open up and to see it differently. And like I said, there is an important lesson, and you do have a soul contract with this person. And I will be honest, if you and this person have been triggered by each other, that's usually an indication of a soul contract, at least from my experience and what I've learned in my life and stuff like that, is that if there is somebody out there that is triggering me, as insignificant as it may seem, it's probably meant to happen. And you can always use it in a way that helps you grow, that helps you discover yourself, or even helps you release, you know, old ways, old wounds and stuff. And so I think that Spirit is saying that this situation has been very, very, very impactful, probably on you too, because it usually goes both ways. It just may be different things for different reasons. Let's get one more. How is this person feeling about pile 3? There's a very much sense of intuitiveness here with all of this cat energy. I know I chose a cat in the cat deck, so of course, there's cat energy. But cats can be very significant, and they have different meanings as well too. But I like to associate cats with intuition as well and deeper truths. Cats just have like this connection to the divine that is very mystical, very magical, and like a deeper wisdom. Like cats are very present on the astral plane, that's for sure. Other things though that cats can represent is independence and confidence in themselves and or in yourself and like where you're going as well. It's funny because I was gonna say wise too. Like there's this wisdom, which makes sense because there's the soul contract here and the lessons, and it literally says wisdom gained. How does this person feel about pile 3, Spirit? We're gonna get the channel messages right after this too, so stay tuned. I'm almost feeling, it's funny that the 9 of Swords came out too, because I'm feeling kind of like anxiety about the situation. So I think that they just I think they have fears and anxieties, but they may put on a front too, because I just saw plastic smiles in here. Trust the signs. Pay attention to guidance. Universe speaking clearly. Following intuition. Message received. They're just trying to figure it out. I feel like, oh, look, we have past life. Previous connections, unexplained familiarities, soul memories. I've known you before. Yeah, this isn't just your average little fling. There's something between you and them, and in soul-wise that is... I do feel like this is very much a karmic connection too. Now, that doesn't mean that it's doomed or anything like that. I just mean that it's like on your karmic paths for your lessons. We seem to be getting the same things too. So I do feel like right now, one of the things that this person is kind of having a little bit of trouble with, but don't worry, they are being pushed and they are being guided, is to trust their guidance, to trust how they feel over how or what they fear. That seems to be a kind of lesson here. You could be making them unintentionally more spiritual as well. Or like their spiritual guidance and maybe even their spiritual gifts are heightening at this time because of this connection. Yours could be too. It does kind of feel like one of the things that is hard for them to do is to trust, whether that's trust in connections, but also trust the universe. They think it's quite scary right now to do that. I feel like with this past life, the soul contracts and all that, there's just something when it comes to this person so unexplainable about you, about how they feel about you. They're like, what the hell? Like, what is this kind of magic? What is this voodoo that has been cast upon me because of pile 3? Obviously, we know that that's not truly the case, but there's some other influences that are making this more intense. And like I said, maybe in the past, they never really like looked at situations like this. And you've made them face or see. It's like almost like it's time now for this person to grow. It's time for this person to see, and it has a lot to do with the impact of you in this connection. And I think that they're not used to feeling like this. They're not used to feeling so attached, or at least caring this much at this time. And so it's like there's definitely deeper meaning here. And they're just like, what is going on? Okay, let's get some channeled messages and see what's going on inside them. Spirit, what are some feelings, some thoughts and feelings going on with this person in regards to pile 3? I have an addiction. Caress me with your heart. This person could quite literally feel very addicted to you. This reminds me of the devil. So with I have an addiction, okay. Actually, that could be a sign for some of you if you know that this person is going through their own challenges when it comes to addictive tendencies, whether that's through substances, drugs, alcohol, or even just like lifestyle choices. That's something that they're facing or having to deal with right now because of this, or it could be influencing this connection, maybe not in the best way too. And like Spirit's trying to get them to look at that or to see what they're doing, how it's affecting them and stuff like that. Okay. And then the other thing too is I feel like this person is very fearful of how much they feel they want you, or how much it just feels like codependent on you, if that makes sense. Or they feel quite addicted to this energy. It's very intense for them. And then we have caress me with your heart, which is just cute. It's kind of what it says of like, I want to feel your love. I would love to feel your love. We also have I'm obsessed with my career, which makes sense. We have those other messages too. We have I'm scared, spring. And then here we have I dislike you right now, which this one comes out surprisingly a lot. Sometimes I think they get frustrated with the circumstances, and it's not that it has anything really, it's not like it's your fault. This I dislike you is like, dang, like why does this have to happen this way? Like why does it have to be like this? If that makes sense. They may actually unintentionally blame you for things. I don't deserve you. I don't know why I'm pulling so much. That's actually really weird because I was only planning on getting a few. Maybe we need some other recollection. Oh, we're going to use these for your advice too. So I want to put these over here because we're going to use the same deck. And I want to see actually if the same ones come out if they're needed. We have I'm emotionally unavailable. I heard that's kind of the wake-up call. You're so familiar to me. It's as if we've known each other for a long time. That's literally we have right here. The past life, unexplained familiarity, soul memories. I've known you before. That's more confirmation as well. Wow. It kind of feels like, yeah, this person is facing, bottom of the deck we have, I'm so frustrated. I can't understand why we can't be together right now. There's a lot of frustration coming from this, but there's also a lot of confusion of like why. But I want to say, it feels like this person is being faced with a lot when it comes to this connection. Like, I'm scared, their fears, their addictions, their tendencies of being emotionally unavailable, like how they interact, you know, and stuff, their sense of worthiness. It's just like there's a lot all at once, like a lot of things to recognize, it feels like, because of this connection. It's like, whoa, it talk about like 2 birds with 1 stone. This is like 3 birds with 1 stone, 4 birds with 1 stone when it comes to this person's like growth and evolution from this connection here too. But I do think that there is a connection here. There is reasons, and there's something here that goes beyond time, that goes beyond logic, and it transcends time and all of those things too, you know. And there's just there's a deeper meaning, and I think that this is a reminder too, although most of you may have already known that. It's kind of just confirmation that this connection holds a particular resonance and a deeper meaning than just any other like surface level. And so it's up to you to look and see what it is that you should be learning, or maybe something about what this situation is reflecting back to you. Spirit's like, hello, it's important, try to pay attention, like you know, your triggers and stuff too, not just what's going on with this person. Although it's usually a mirror too, so it could be, you guys could be kind of going through the same things too, just depending on it. But Spirit's like, hey, don't forget to look at yourself, because there's something really important here. Like it just, like a ding, ding, ding. Okay. So that is that. I want to get, we're going to get some confirmation, and then we're going to get the advice for you. So I want to get some significant zodiac signs here. So what are some significant zodiac signs for my pile 3, Spirit, please? Capricorn. Ooh, Capricorn. The first thing that came to mind was quite literally Saturn, karmic lessons. Also, the month of January could be significant. I'm making sure it's still recording because I don't know how much storage I have, but I think we're good. Okay. We have Virgo here too. Well, I don't know why I heard tying up loose ends. Also, there could be some of you guys have a really tough inner critic, and if this situation has maybe brought out certain insecurities from you, that aren't necessarily true, like that could be like certain childhood wounds on your end as well. Spirit's like, this is for you to make amends with these things and to just experience your own radical self-acceptance. Accept yourself for all that you are and all that you've been, and maybe even your experiences as well too, because you may judge yourself a little harshly, or you may be a little hard on yourself. And Spirit's like, if that's kind of how you've been feeling lately, or just maybe overcritical about certain things, Spirit's like, try to work in that understanding and self-acceptance. That's something that's going to be very helpful for you. Also the month of September and the end of August too. I want to get the months in. Ooh, extra Capricorn energy. They could have significant Capricorn placements too. And Pisces. Okay. I'm hearing illusions and Neptune with this too. So maybe you guys have, if you know the synastry between your charts, maybe look for where Neptune is placed and stuff, because that sometimes is where we idealize, where we don't see something clearly. And also Neptune can represent addictions and things like that, and escapism as well. And also Pisces being like the sign of the 12th house, very much unseen, very mystical, very much spiritual influences that we're not quite able to like see logically, you know, like you're like, that's not like what my ego or my mind tells me, but I know that there's something deeper here. I know that there's more, because Pisces is very intuitive. Okay, let's get some significant initials here for you. Ooh, don't go flying. Okay, the first one we have popping out is Z. We have M. Oh, we have 2 M's here. We have a V. We have an S. A U. I want to just say there's a P here just because it's up. But we have a P, a Q, an N. Oh, 2 N's. Maybe M or N could be significant in someone's name. We have a C, an I, an H, a J, and a T. Maybe there's someone whose like initials are literally like JT or CJ. Okay, so that's that portion of the reading, and I want to remind you not to worry if this whole reading resonated and you felt like it was for you, and maybe you didn't get their initials or their zodiac sign or something like that. That's okay. That doesn't mean that you have to disregard the whole entire reading. Just use your discernment. It's just meant to be a little extra confirmation for some of you, okay? All right, so on that note, we're going to switch here to your advice. We're going to give this a quick shuffle because we did put those cards back. Spirit, what advice do we have here for pile 3? What is a message or advice that pile 3 can take with them at this time? What is the message for pile 3? Plastic smiles, fake kindness, forced friendliness, hiding resentment behind smiles, friends in name only. The first thing I want to say is your emotions and your needs are not a burden, and your needs deserve to be met. So if you ever had any kind of hesitation when it comes to expressing your wants and needs, or maybe sometimes you don't want to say how you feel a lot of the time because you're worried that that'll cause problems, or like you just feel like it's not important, like you can just deal with it on your own and stuff like that. Spirit is like, that is not true. Like, your voice, your needs deserve to be met, and you deserve to be heard. Whether you voice them and someone can't meet them, okay, hey, then they're showing you. Or, you know, you're voicing them, and you feel like you deserve better, or you deserve something different. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may mean to you, just know that your needs deserve to be met. So allow yourself to express them, even if you have to express them to yourself first. Okay, like if you feel like you need to figure out what that even is too, look at maybe like journaling, or it could be by like how you're feeling. Like a lot of times our feelings are messengers too. If you're feeling unheard, if you're feeling uncared for, if you're feeling cast to the side, or maybe unimportant, or anything like that, it could be. And if you're feeling a lot too, when it comes to the situation, allow yourself to kind of express that in a way that's healthy for you. And then you can express it because, like I said, your needs deserve to be met. And sometimes we like to, I guess the word for it would be like save face, or cast certain issues to the side. And that can create those resentments that always come back to haunt us later. So don't be afraid to like address your truth and what you want, because you'll never be too much for the right person. You may be too much for the wrong person, and that's okay. They can go find less, you know, but for the right person, like, they will want to work with you. They will want to address something with you. They will want to resolve issues with you. And it's very important that you just know that that's something that you are 100% worthy of. You're not too much, okay? Your needs aren't too much. Your feelings aren't too much at all. I don't know what the world has made you believe, but I'm telling you that's not the truth. Okay. We also have coming out too, we have side piece, secret romance, hidden affairs, being second choice, only late night calls. If you feel like, it's not that you necessarily have to be the side piece, but there could be some wounds, and it's funny because we have inner child here, so there could be some wounds about never feeling fully chosen, or maybe you do have some wounds when it comes to like being cheated on, or like how it says second choice and things like that. I know a lot of us can relate, and a lot of us just truly want to be chosen again. That you're healing that inner wound right now, and it starts with just the reminder and reminding yourself that you are worthy of that 100%. No if, and, or buts. If you feel like you're not being represented in that way, if you're feeling like you're not getting that, or if you feel like you're somebody's, I'm hearing that that may not even be the truth at times, but it's just sometimes it's how we feel about ourselves, or it's what we worry about here too. But you deserve to be seen, you deserve to be cherished, you deserve to be shown off if that's what you like, you know, just depending on your situation. And I just can't help but to reiterate again that the right person will do these things. Maybe you may have to communicate them and like and stuff like that, but like, I just feel like with these cards and these messages, you've probably been through a lot of experiences that may have made you feel less than. And I can 100% relate, because this world can be very harsh. This world can break you down and make us feel like, sometimes it feels like no one can quite get us, or no one can quite grasp us and hear us and see us for our truth and who we truly are. And Spirit is saying that you have somebody in people, you know, that will do that. But first it starts with yourself. Being that person for yourself, being that parent for yourself, nurturing yourself, choosing yourself. Ooh, we have influencer status, social recognition, online fame, power to influence, and swipe up. You know, this card came out in another pile too, and it just reminds me of like how it's like 1,000 hearts, 100 people, 500 comments and stuff like that. Like, there are people, a lot of people out there that want your attention, that dig your perspective, that like what you have to offer, that like what you have to say. And I'm not saying that this person doesn't, but I'm just saying that there's a hell of a lot of people that do. And also, if you have been like wanting to work towards something, we're just going to state the obvious. If you have been wanting to work towards something, or you have goals that involve like maybe an online, why can't I think of words right now? Just like, you know, you have an online presence, or you're wondering if that's going to be successful. Spirit saying like, yeah, influencer status. But maybe this is also a reminder too, like in order to experience this, you have to put yourself out there as well. Like if you are staying in the dark and not showing yourself, or putting yourself in situations to where you could find people, meet people, stuff like that, Spirit's like, we can't really help you that much, you know. You kind of do got to put yourself out there, but trust that there's a lot of people that like what you have to offer, that like what you have to say. It's not just what you've only experienced before in the past. And I feel like that itself is an experience, or experiences that will be very healing for you. Yeah, don't settle for anything less. Don't settle for breadcrumbs, for just certain experiences. Like, you quite literally deserve the best. And I know that you know this, so I think that this is a reminder here for you as well, that those things do exist. And just, yeah. Like I said, your vision, your needs, your wants, your desires, all valid. And they deserve to be heard. They deserve to be met. And if someone can't meet them, you do what you can to meet them yourself. And then just remember not to settle. We have right here too good to be true as well. Sometimes we don't even believe that those things can happen and stuff until we experience them, until someone comes along or something comes along and it happens and it's like, whoa. And so there could also be a lesson in that about wanting to accept that for yourself, so that when it does come along or when it happens, you're not like denying it, because you deserve it. So if you feel called to take some time for self-reflection, to remember what it is you want, what you deserve, and work towards that, and focus your energy on yourself, I feel like that is going to be a reflection eventually of what you experience in your connections here too. There's something working in your favor, and the more you kind of focus on yourself and you're unapologetically not settling, you're unapologetically demanding your wants, your needs, and what it is that you feel you're worthy for and stuff like that, is a good thing. And claiming, I'm hearing reclaiming your independence too. Like if you can't get that from somebody, then you can give it to yourself. You always have yourself to fall back on. Always, always, always. And that's a comfort. That's a home for you. Okay. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna leave this reading here. It's always so funny to me when it's like very intense messages, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go. But thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you to those who support the channel, to those who like the videos, comment, share, all of that stuff. I appreciate every single one of you. Those who are subscribed to, I don't know if I said that, but shout out to you guys as well. And just thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading. So hopefully I will see you guys there. And if you are not subscribed and you want to see the next reading, or you want to make sure you catch it, or maybe you want to check out some of the timeless tarot content I already have, because there is plenty of that, feel free to subscribe now, and I will see you there. All right, bye.